welcome to Daily Dispatch powered by HSBC. I'm Priya Sheth, and joining us on this very interesting panel on cryptos is experts from the crypto space. We have with us Rajagopal Menon, who's the Vice President at WazirX, and we have with us Ravindra Kumar, who's the CEO and co-founder at Frontier. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us today. The crypto space is always very exciting. Everybody wants to know where the future of cryptos lies. So tell us a little bit about, firstly, how the last couple of months have been, because in this pandemic, we've seen massive adoption, even in the cryptos front. Let's start with Rajagopal.
Thanks for having me, Priya. So it's been a very eventful time for us. So you had, as you rightly mentioned, the pandemic, and you had a lot of people who had a lot of time in their hands, and a lot of wannabe traders who consider themselves really good traders coming onto the platform and discovering crypto for the first time. So it is largely driven by a lot of young people. Crypto is a very young people's language, so a lot of young people have flocked to crypto. And then what has compounded, or at least made the case for crypto a lot stronger, is the recent war between Russia and Ukraine. The case for crypto has become, I think, impossible to ignore. So, both these factors, so the pandemic affected us in a personal way. And when you see the reactions to the war and how war can actually destroy, economies, crypto becomes the beacon of hope for a lot of countries and a lot of individuals.
Absolutely. And let's come to you, Ravindra. Tell us a little bit about what your experience has been as a wallet aggregator.
Yeah, pandemic happens to be like blessing in disguise for us, actually, like in terms of building a product in crypto, because due to pandemic, we were able to get a lot of talent who are building in Web 2 and stuff. Okay, but overall, like we are be it a regulations and like lot of interest from the young age. Okay, like India has the youngest population in the world. Like the average age of Indians is 29, and 95% of the young population has access to mobile. Okay, that's why like we have been working on the mobile product. Okay, and decentralized finance, okay, like in crypto is just taking off in a lot of ways. Okay, like we are just starting, like in my opinion. Okay, we are in the replication space of traditional finance. Okay, be it a borrowing, lending, we are trying to replicate what we had in the traditional space. But there's going to be a lot more innovation coming in the coming years.
Right. I want to talk to both of you in terms of what kind of future trends you see in the crypto space, because, as we speak going forward, there are, of course, regulations on one side that are coming up, but we're also seeing a lot of traction across the board on crypto. So let's begin with you, Rajagopal. Tell us a little bit about what kind of future trends you see shaping up in the crypto space.
Currently, we are, as Ravindra said, we are in a sweet spot. So just to give you some numbers, WazirX on an analyzed basis does $50 billion worth of transactions. Okay, $50 billion of transactions on a single exchange. We are India's largest exchange. So you could say that we have 50% of the market. So of transactions happening, you can guesstimate the entire market as it happens. We have about 11 million users. The total amount of people in India who are in the crypto space are about 30 million. India is a land of 1.7 billion people. So you can imagine that, with 30 million people and with 11 million people on WazirX, if you can do $50 billion, you can imagine the scope for crypto across the board in India. So the fun is just starting in the crypto space. So there are a lot of factors contributing to it. So Rakesh Jhunjhunwala has once said that if you get 18% return on stocks, okay, you are a genius. He's on record saying this. Bitcoin as an investment, if you were lucky enough and had known about Bitcoin when it started in 2009, in the last 10 years alone, it has given you 200% CAGR. So then you get a perspective of why people are understanding. So when you get such returns, no asset in the history of mankind has given you such an ROI, which is why there is such tremendous excitement around crypto as an investment class. But the reach of crypto and as Ravindra mentioned, it's the future of finance. We won't delve into that. So what is happening, Priya, right now is that we're just scratching the surface of crypto. People are just discovering crypto. People are flirting with it. People are understanding what it can do, what a kicker it can do to your investments. People are trading in it, not having a lot of fun with it. But the sky is the limit when it comes to how fast and how quickly crypto can grow in India in terms of growth and in terms of the entire sector, as it were. Now, coming to your question on regulations, we believe that one really good thing is with the current government is that they've let things be. They haven't gone too aggro on crypto after they've left us alone. They haven't said anything till recently. Now things are becoming a lot more clearer. So what is happening is that when I believe that having a Gujarati in charge is always good, because they are always about business. They are always about money. He's looking at it. The government is looking at crypto as to, okay, fine, we might not like you, but there is a lot of tax revenues that is to be had from crypto. So that is how people are. So that is how the government is also looking at crypto now. We'll see a lot of regulations starting soon. We've already have the finance minister has already indicated tax rates on crypto. We are talking to the government across different channels, but the process of regularization, if I could call it that, of crypto has just begun. So we are just at -1, I think, when it comes to a basement. When it comes to crypto, we have to actually take off when it comes to the space.
Right, Ravindra, let's come to you. What kind of growth have you seen in your wallet, and what kind of trends do you envisage?
Yeah, the trend which I see is there is a lot of interest from the emerging markets. Okay, like emerging markets, as in Southeast Asia. Okay, like there is a lot of alternatives in US, Europe, like alternatives for similar to crypto apps. Okay, but in Southeast Asia, we are seeing a really strong trend. Okay, most people come to crypto as for an investment class, and then they stay for a lot of other reasons. Okay, be it like the technology and and self custody, and also like freedom of like what you want to do, like with the way the trend is going. Like, let's say if we consider the transition from web 2 to web 3, web 2 was all about transferring data from one place to another place. Okay, you just transfer data, JSON data, or like whatever the data, from one place to another place. But when it comes to crypto, you transfer you like it's transfer of value. You transfer value from one address to another address. You own it. Okay, this has been the trend. Okay, like people are like understanding the need of ownership of their assets. And like in terms of traction we are getting in the wallet space itself. Okay, we have been getting good number of users using it, but most of the users are leaning towards centralized exchanges, because there is very little onboarding there. I mean, also there is a KYC setup which is done on the centralized exchanges. But going forward, with more and more regulations come in, and people will opt for like self custodial wallet as well. Okay, like to have their custody. And one important trend would be the web 2 VCs, the typical web 2 VCs who were investing on a lot of SaaS based products, a lot of big products. They have also started investing on crypto products. Okay, that's a very good sign, and it's a very encouraging thing. And this will also get lots of experience which web 2 people had, as well as like lots of talent in terms of development and research and the marketing, whatever which we have already witnessed.
Right. I want to talk to both of you in terms of, for each of your companies, where do you see growth coming from over the next couple of months? I'm sure there is a kind of growth roadmap that you set for yourself. So let's begin with you, Rajagopal, in terms of overall growth. What's the kind of targets that you've set internally?
So where are we coming from, Priya, to answer your question? In over the last 1 year, we've seen our user base grow by 40% month on month. That's the traction that we are seeing on the platform, largely organic growth. Now, where is this coming from? You would have said that, okay, fine, crypto, new concept, relatively, you think that the rich guy might go for it. So it could be Mumbai, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Punjab. But what we are seeing is that we are seeing growth in the hinterlands. So you're seeing people from Raebareli, for example, from Surat. Surat is actually not the hinterland; it's a industrialized town. But Sonipat, for example, Trichy in South India. Villages and townships that I can barely pronounce. So that's where the growth is coming from. So people down in the deep in the hinterland, that's where it's percolated down to crypto. What we are also seeing is a very interesting trend. We are seeing women taking to crypto like no other. So the promise of crypto has always been financial empowerment and financial independence. And till recently it was just words. Not many people had experienced it, but we are seeing this firsthand. Women are taking to crypto like nobody's business. In fact, we are seeing record number of women coming onto the platform, adopting crypto at a faster rate than men. Also, as I mentioned, a lot of young people are coming onto crypto. So a bulk of our audience is typically, the young, college going kid, spanning to the guy who's just got, or the girl who's got her first job. But the serious money in terms of investment is coming from old gray hairs like me, who have actually now allocating a chunk of our portfolio to crypto.
Right. Ravindra, do you want to add to that in terms of what your growth roadmaps are?
Yeah, as Rajagopal mentioned in the beginning, right? With WazirX having like such a big volume, trading has been the biggest use case of crypto so far. Okay, like it has given it has given kind of a hope for a lot of unemployed people as well. Okay, if somebody is unemployed, they kind of like get into this trading, and like trading in stock market is really like difficult. It's a very big ocean. Okay, you don't get a lot of opportunities to trade there. Okay, like crypto is very small and very small circle. You tend to get a lot of opportunities for for a lot of young people, as well as like lot of unemployed people like made use of the situation. Okay, when this crypto trend. So the upcoming growth, okay, like what I see is there'll be more exchanges. There'll be like exchanges coming in, and there'll be more mobile adoption. Okay, and the last year the trend was with crypto ads and stuff. Okay, like there was only talk about the price. Okay, there was no talk about like how this can help in like better in better financial technology. Okay, like in this coming years, like we'll have more awareness created about how it will impact our lives when we have a self custody and stuff. Okay, like on our product, okay, we have been getting a lot of requests for like making easy for onboarding more users. Okay, the mainstream users, okay, like right now there is a huge friction to onboard a mainstream users. Okay, we definitely need to address those issues to onboard mainstream users.
Priya, I just like to add here, the biggest use case for the wallet, actually, we've all talking about crypto, but the next big thing in crypto is actually NFTs. So if you understand what is happening in the West, is that NFTs are the storm, are taking the entire place by the storm. And that's the primary use case for a wallet, as it were. So wait till Indians discover NFT. It's just it's we are in it's the calm before the storm, as someone has put it. But if you can own your own art, if you could pay $100 and own your own favorite arts representation which you can call your own, or a piece of music, we are passionate about music, or it could be any supporting supporting for a good cause. It could be your Burli art somewhere in rural India, and you want to support the artisans there. So the biggest use case is going to happen, and after that, I think if DeFi happens in India, so the evolution of crypto happens is that people move from centralized exchanges to decentralized exchanges, which are called DEX. So that is the other big use case that I see. Ravindra is going to be a very busy man, in the next 2 years, because when Indians come and discover DeFi and NFTs, you won't be able to get him on the show. He'll be so busy.
No, I think NFT is a very good trend. Okay, like we kind of identified this trend very early. Like we were one of the first wallet to like have NFTs integrated in the mobile. Like we integrated almost a year back. But there is a big storm in the West, as Rajgopal said. Okay, like a lot of people are giving importance to it. Um, um, and a lot of creators, okay, like a lot of content creators, they are able to like um, get value for their work. Okay, like I know one of my junior, like in my college, right? Like he's been very passionate about like building 3D avatars and stuff. Okay, but there was no value. He used to get it back, but this NFT kind of changed his gear, like his entire portfolio, and like it has given him a lot of freedom in his life. Like so like and a lot of artists like who used to design 3D art, 3D design, they have also got a really um, good traction through NFTs.
Right.
Okay, that's what I would say.
So actually, Ravindran is making an excellent point. When you are an artist in India, what do you usually rely on? Suppose, what is the current thing? We all saw the ads that YouTube, plastered on the front page of all major publications, and calling it a land of creators, and how YouTube is actually, helping people and giving people a platform to create. But it is a very unjust platform if you look at it, because it retains close to 80% of all the revenues you create. So what you're doing is that you create fantastic content, okay, you put it on YouTube, and what does YouTube do? It throws you a couple of pennies. What DeFi and NFTs and crypto does is that it completely changes the distribution. You can charge whatever you want to charge. Your fans can pay you whatever they want to pay you. You get paid in crypto. So it is 100% of the revenue that you generate. And what happens is that the world is your market. So the Indian diaspora is so strong, and it's so rich. We all know that, Indian Americans are the highest, are the richest segment of Americans in the US, and they want to invest in art. They want to, and in Indian art, and support Indian musicians and artisans. So the platforms, now the next generation platforms will actually cater to these guys, and they will make the marriage happen between the rich collector in the West and the
Right.
creator who's sitting anywhere else in the world.
Very, very insightful conversation, gentlemen. Thank you so much for sharing all your experiences and insights and the kind of future trends that we can expect in the crypto space. So thanks so much for joining in. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and thanks so much for your time.